You said he kind of came out of, did you say the bushes?
Objection.
What did you say?
Objection.
Oh, overruled. She rephrased. He may answer. She may answer. I'm sorry.
It appeared he came from between two houses, so I don't know exactly where he was.
Okay. And did you notice his appearance when he approached you?
Objection. Leading.
Overruled.
Yes, I did.
What did you notice?
I just remember it was a very windy, cold night, and he was dressed pretty inappropriately for the night. I noticed he was visibly shivering. He had a red short sleeve t-shirt on and was not wearing shoes.
Barefoot and Shivering, Darrell Brooks Jr. How's it going, everyone? You're watching Everything Else Channel on YouTube, everythingelsechannel.com. If at any point in time you like this video, please smash that like button. Please subscribe to the channel. We're at around 780-ish subs, and the goal for now is 1,000. So guys, help us get there. Ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single video, and leave a comment down below. Darrell Brooks Jr. throughout the trial tried to control things. Now, he would have argued that he wasn't. How could he? He was shackled. He was an inmate. He was in jail attire a lot of times. A lot of times he was sent to the other courtroom. He would argue that he wasn't in control. He would argue that he was a victim because that's, after all, how he saw himself a lot of the times, even though he was the reason that everybody was there, and he is the reason that everybody, well, a lot of people's lives were destroyed forever. But it's interesting because even though he would argue that, his actions always, as in any case, speak louder than words. And during the trial, the way that he questioned the witnesses, the way that he addressed the court, prosecution team, the way that he carried himself, knowing full well that this was a televised trial, suggests everything to the contrary. And that is why when Sue Opper called him a scared little chicken, he blew up. That is why when Sue Opper pointed out that he basically tricked a good neighbor that tried to help him, he would go back and forth and cracked his knuckles because he did not like to be called out for what he is. But this witness testimony, where it says in the testimony, and also as she spoke it in court, he was barefoot, he was not properly dressed, he was shivering. Sue Opper earlier in the testimony thought that the witness had said that he came out of the bushes. When she clarified, she said that he came out in between two houses. But I mean, just the idea that he may have come out of the bushes, out of the darkness, shivering in the cold and barefoot. I mean, that really honestly paints a picture of Darrell Brooks Jr. that he probably doesn't want the world to hear, because even though he's purporting to be this victim, he's purporting to be shackled, he's purporting to not have a voice and being rushed to judgment and denied subject matter jurisdiction and all the other nonsensical things he said, he still acts as if he was in charge. He wants to act like a baller. He wants to act like an OG. He kind of gloated a little bit when his rap video went out. He knew that he was the center of attention, even though he was the center of attention for all the wrong things and for being evil and demonic. It really didn't matter, I don't think, in his mind, because in his mind, being the narcissist that he is, everything is about him. And he accepts no responsibility. And even when confronted with the consequences to his actions, with the impact statements, he couldn't process it. In fact, not only could he not process it, he'd roll his eyes, he'd mumble under his breath, he'd stare down the judge. But to hear a witness describe him as cold, shivering, and barefoot, that's pretty humiliating for him. And that's why, if you notice, I didn't play the full clip because I don't play more than 30 seconds because I do fair use. But if you go to that particular day, you can hear him object, almost like machine gun, objection, 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 even to the point that he objected on a relevancy ground when Sue Opper asked this particular witness, where were you standing in proximity to the SUV, in proximity to Darrell Brooks, which I can't imagine why he would object to that. If anything, that might have been a question that he could have asked her. Like you're claiming to have witnessed it. Well, where were you standing? Where were you? But yet he objected because this witness, in outlining the fact that he was so helpless, powerless, and terrified, he didn't like that. I mean, it's a pretty, weak look to basically be hiding in between two houses in the dark, shivering, cold, and barefoot. But hey, the truth hurts. In any event, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video and my commentary. Again, please smash that like button. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications here at Everything Else Channel on YouTube, everythingelseChannel.com, coming soon. And please leave a comment down below. I look forward to your comments, guys. Your comments oftentimes inspire me to make more videos. And if you have any questions and I can't answer, I will make a video about it, because what I like to do here is I like to talk. I like to talk. I like to speculate. That's all we have. We got all the time in the world to do this. The trial's long over. Darrell's never going to get out. But at the same time, you know, this trial, so many parts of it, we're going to be talking about this for years and years and years to come. And I can't imagine why, but you know, because I say, you know, I can't imagine why. And I don't want to like go off on a tangent here, because I think that I've made the point about, you know, the humiliation that this guy probably felt. You know, he wasn't humiliated because of the fact that he ruined lives. He wasn't humiliated because of the fact that he's a bad person, no remorse, no empathy, nothing. But the fact that he's described as cold, barefoot, shivering, you know, hiding between two houses in the dark, that really made him, you know, it hurt him. But at the same time, I think the reason that we talk so much about this trial is because, again, as you guys know, I give Sue Opera a 97%. I give her, that's a very, very good score. Even though some of you think that I'm trolling on the judge by not giving her 100, I'm sorry. Forgive me for taking 3 points off of a perfect score. But she was just so nice to him and so kind to him in so many different instances. Many of you will argue that that was to stop an appeal. I would refute that. Yes, there are things procedurally that she did to ensure that he would not have grounds for an appeal. But there were a lot of other times where she was just too weak, when she was scared of him and she had to leave the court, and times she wouldn't put him in contempt, times she said, I'm only going to say this one more time, and then we'll go on to say it 5 more times. Things like that, I think, are also a reason we talk about it so much. But also the strength of prosecution team, particularly Sue Opera, a lot of us kind of feed off of that. And so, like I said, there's just so many like different aspects and elements and just things about this case that I think make us want to talk about it more and more and more. And almost some of us have a sort of this like insatiable appetite to dissect it. And that's exactly what we're doing. You know, there's videos out there, there's channels that'll put out, you know, an hour at a time, 2 hours at a time, put 1 million ads in there. And look, I mean, that I would argue that's not fair use. I would argue that they're just doing it for money. Some of them will put some clown music in the background, or maybe they'll like splice it up, do some overdubs, you know, whatever. But in the end, if you're putting on hours and hours, or even, you know, 5, 10, 20 minutes of footage with minimal commentary, to me, that's really, I mean, I don't think that that's fair use. But hey, I'm not here to stop the next person from developing a successful channel or making money. It's none of my business. But what I'm saying is that what I do here at Everything Else Channel on YouTube, as well as Sight Sounds Flavors on YouTube, is I like commentary. And I like to bring in your comments into my commentary. And sometimes your commentary is so good that it warrants me making a video. You know what I mean? Like where the whole video is about the comments. So again, I really, really hope you guys will subscribe to the channel. 1,000 is the goal for now. I hope that you will smash the like button. I hope you will leave more comments, because again, I enjoy talking about this. You guys seem to enjoy listening to it and leaving comments. It's an interesting community here at Everything Else Channel on YouTube, as well as Sight Sounds Flavors on YouTube. Thanks again for watching. And that visual probably really rocked him, probably really upset him. The idea that the world knew that he was hiding in between two houses in the dark, shivering in the cold without any shoes on.